His mom gladly got him the teachers for the subjects he found challenging. But unfortunately, Daniel could not meet up. His grades did not improve, and his father criticized him the more for wasting more time and more money. It was believed that anxiety had already set in by the time Daniel's mom got him the lesson teachers. So there was nothing that could have saved him. There was nothing that he would have made that would have helped him to improve his grades. Daniel was showing decreased academic confidence and reluctance to engage fully in future learning. He was not showing any interest in pursuing university studies. Nothing motivated him to enroll for a university program. His mom feared that Daniel could engage in unhealthy coping mechanisms, such as drug abuse or other risky behaviors. So they booked him for counseling. And it was during the counseling that it was realized that all the negative comments from his father, Stephen, is what has eroded his self-esteem and sense of worth. So a family therapy was booked for the whole family, Daniel and his parents. It was there that it was discovered that Daniel's father, Stephen, went through the same abuse from his own mom. So this abuse that Daniel was going through started from his grandmother, his father's mom. His father's mom, Daniel's grandmother, wanted to become a medical doctor. Her dream of becoming a medical doctor was cut short because she became pregnant during her secondary school for her school sweetheart. The pregnancy was what resulted in the birth of Daniel's father, Stephen. And then Daniel's mom wanted her son to now study that medicine to become the doctor that she couldn't become. But he chose to study accountancy at the university. And then the mom wanted him to study medicine, which she could not study because of the pregnancy. But Stephen refused and said he wants to study accountancy. The mom did not show him any support. She wasn't interested. She did not support him financially or emotionally and never gave him any positive feedback. She became extremely abusive towards her son, Stephen. Reasons being that first, she stopped her school because of the pregnancy. And secondly, now he's refusing her the channel where she would have a sense of fulfillment if only he can study that medicine she wanted to study. She would have been fulfilled. She rarely gave him any positive feedback and didn't even attend his graduation from the university. It was not easy for Stephen to survive life with his abusive mom just because he rejected the choice of course that she wanted him to pursue at the university. Having lived with such toxicity from his mom, Stephen internalized toxic behavior of his mom because he felt it was normal way to treat a child who has chosen to act contrary to the parents' wish. Now he has his own son, Daniel, and he continues with that behavior. This does not mean that everybody that is exposed to an abusive environment learns to be abusive. No. But for some people, being raised in such an environment distorts their perception and their understanding on how to get what we want in life. When you're exposed to such, you think that that is the more normal way to act when you want to get things your way. Daniel's dad needed to stop this abusive behavior and understand that children have their own voice and their own path to follow in life. It is important to let children make their own age-appropriate decisions. Just because his mom was against his own choice of career made him also want to dictate for his own son what to study in the school. And that was the reason Daniel was failing academically. So it became a vicious circle of abuse and failure, which needed to be stopped and avoided. Parents are supposed to help their children grow and find their flight. They should help their children navigate the difficult stages of their development. It is possible for parents to envy, jealous, and resent their children's achievements, their children's potential, and their children's talents. This is the fifth reason why parents abuse their own children, their own biological children most times. The parent now become bitter towards their child. They criticize and develop negative feelings towards the child, which leads to abuse and an erosion of the child's sense of belonging, the sense of worth. The child will internalize the parents' negative comments and then think that that is the way they are. And this will be his own self-perception about himself. And then it will result in low self-esteem, which will lead the child having a feeling of inadequacy. Most parental abuse are not obviously visible. They are not visible. You don't see it. It's covert, it's subtle, involving subtle manipulations, which slowly eats away the child's sense of worth and the child's self-confidence. The parents will no longer care for the child's emotional needs and will not provide the necessary love and support for the child. This will create a vicious circle where the child will constantly be seeking for the parents' approval and the parents will refuse or deny them the approval. This sense of envy in the parents will trigger them to have a feeling of inadequacy in themselves, and it will cause them to undermine their own child's achievements. When the child achieves success, instead of feeling proud, the parents will minimize the child's accomplishments. This action by the parents will cause the child to feel unfit, unworthy of the victory, and consequently the child will become vulnerable. The child will feel unworthy of what they have, of their success. And then when they become vulnerable, the parents will now have a feeling of dominance and control. They will now feel, yes, I've gotten this child where I want this child to be. Parental resentment also results in emotional manipulation of the child. The parents will gain control over the child by comparing them to other children, to another child's success, and with other children, belittling the child's feelings. The damaged relationship between the child and the parents who is abusing him will eventually affect any connection or any interaction the child wants to form in the future. This kind of toxic dynamic will not enable the child to maintain any healthy relationship in future, because they will find it difficult to trust people. They will find it difficult to relate or bond with other people. The frequent emotional anguish and psychological pain caused by parents' lack of validation for the child's success will cause the child to develop some mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and even some cognitive or emotional impairments. The only thing that toxic and manipulative parents will achieve in the lives of their children is to make their children feel guilty, humiliated, and ashamed, or even embarrassed. This will cause the child to shame because the harmful environment they are being exposed to does not allow them to flourish and grow as they should. Let us try and remove our children from toxic and manipulative environments. Thank you. Please comment in the comment section below any other way you know parents abuse their children. If you are yet to follow us, do well to follow us. And don't forget to like, share, and comment in the comment section. Any question you have, we'll be treating it in the next episode. My name still remains Nkeiru Nwosu. Thank you.